So if you remember the production horror story from last month, I was doing a shoot for North County Transit District, and in setting up our first shot, we pushed our cart of equipment onto the train, went back outside, got our first beautiful shot, and as we're getting the shot, talent says his line, the dolly moves in, he says, and listen to this. And the train starts to pull out in the background. And it's such a beautiful shot, except for the fact that our equipment was on the train, unaccompanied by anybody on the crew. So it went away. We got it back. That's last month's horror story. This month's horror story is what happened next. Let me tell you, that was a long day. 28 minutes later, we get on the next train. So we're now 28 minutes behind schedule. We get everything set up for our first shot. The first shot that we have to get on the train is a gentleman sitting by the window of the train, as it's the Sprinter train, as it goes across 78. You know how 78 is always crowded? It's always busy. There's always traffic. We set this shot up. We have a dolly up the aisle of the train. He's there. The freeway is going to be stretched out behind him. I went and scouted it the day before. It looked really cool. Roll camera, roll sound. We go up the hill. I start the dolly and I say, action. And he says, fly by the traffic. Somehow our message didn't get across to the gods of production, because as he says, as I say action, the last car clears the frame. And there are 7 lanes of empty traffic for as far as you can see on the 78. Never happens. When he says the word traffic, one car comes zinging past at like 80 miles an hour. And so you look at the shot and go, well, that is not traffic. So that's my production horror story. I am Mike Brueggemeyer. I'm the president of MCAI. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. Like us on, we have a new Facebook page. It's SDMediaPros. And we're also on Twitter. And we are revamping our website. We had a meeting yesterday to look at what the website's going to be, and it's turning out very cool. I'd like to say a huge thank you to the folks at Video Gear for hosting us tonight. Not only does Video Gear support the production community by being a great resource for rentals and purchase, but they're also a great resource for knowledge and expertise. And I've been talking with them about this camera right here for weeks because I've just been coveting it inappropriately. This is a new camera to their inventory. It is a Sony FS700. It's for rent. They also bought a lens adapter for the front of it, and the lens adapter is called a Metabones Speed Booster. And what that does is it takes, the camera has the same size sensor as a Sony F3, or it's a 4/3 sensor, or what size is it? 35. 35 sensor. The Speed Booster is an optical lens adapter that adapts, that you can mount a Canon lens onto the front of the camera. And it takes the full frame image, like you'd see on a 5D or a RED camera, and it shrinks it down to fit into that 35 frame. So the image that you're looking at, the image that's recorded, looks exactly like one of those full frame cameras. You get that great shallow depth of field, and you can use really great lenses on it. But the other thing that the mount adapter does is it increases the speed of your lens by 1 stop. So it makes your lens better by putting it on there. I've come in here and played with this camera, which they are happy to let you do. It takes beautiful images, including slow-mo up to 240 frames per second in HD. I did droplets of water, and you can just see them burst forth from the water. It's so cool. That camera is for rent, but the knowledge that they have about cameras like this is free. And that's a great thing that they offer. So thank you guys for being supportive of our community. And then there's one other thing I want to say. Martin is working behind the scenes he's been instrumental in working behind the scenes to make the San Diego production community have a bigger impact in our city. And at some point he will be willing to come out and talk about it, but I just want you to know that he has been working as an advocate on our behalf. So thank you, Martin. So we have a new thing we're starting is monthly minutes, and these are little tiny tips and tricks. And I'm just going to blow through some of these. For creativity, for coming up with new ideas, be aware of your subconscious moments. For example, when I need to write something, I will actively try to work on it, and then I'll set it aside, and then this is going to sound odd, I will go wash dishes. Because I find that while I'm washing dishes, my brain is focused just a little bit on the active thing that I'm doing, and the passive, so the subconscious brain just churns away, and images will come to me while I'm washing dishes. And that's where the scripts come from. So be aware of your unconscious moments, be aware of your subconscious moments as a process for writing. I also do that driving, which means that if I have to write something, stay the hell away from me. Producing. If you have a shoot with a kid, and you do this very seldom, there is an exception within the California labor laws that says that you can use a kid for a day and not have to hire a teacher. This exception is a one-time thing exception. It's in the labor law. You can search for it. Look it up if you need to use a kid and see if your case matches the requirements of the exception, because hiring kids can be a budget doubler. Directing. In addition to directing, the director sets the tone on the set. You want the best out of your cast and crew, treat them as fellow filmmakers, because they are. Show them respect and be the person they want to follow, and talented people will walk through fire for you. If you see the creativity in your crew, they will make your project better. Cinematography. There is such a thing as a variable ND filter, and Video Gear can get these for you. And what they're really cool with is if you're shooting outside, you can shoot wide open and turn this variable ND filter down, and it will just reduce the amount of light to whatever exposure you want to get. If you want to shoot it in f4, you can shoot it in f4. If you want to shoot it in 1.8 and your lens have it, you can shoot it at 1.8. Try one out. Test it out and see. When planning a shoot, be thinking about using equipment that's one level better than the shoot is going to require. What that means is if you are shooting with just the bare bones camera that you are going to be required to use on a shoot, and anything goes wrong, and there's any variable, that camera is not going to help you do better work. It's going to help you do the level of work that you're shooting for. If you have a better camera and you have an exposure problem where you don't have the right filter, that better camera will probably have some kind of way to mitigate that. So think one level better on equipment than what you need. Final Cut Pro 7 tips. These are from Tom Kinnaman. These are Final Cut Pro 7 shortcuts. Option X removes in and out points. With the clip highlighted in the timeline, the F key loads the original into the viewer. It's not a match frame, it is a match frame. It loads the original footage into the computer as opposed to the clip from the timeline. Use the E key to extend the end of the clip to a cursor position. Option C, you can use to nest a group of clips into one clip. To disable frame render, which slows down reaction time, use the caps lock key. And finally, map all the composite modes to Shift Command 1 through delete. So all your different composite modes can be Shift Command 1 or Command 2 or Command 3. Compositing. When compositing a green screen, check your key by looking at the matte. Any gray areas in your matte means that that area of your image is going to be transparent. You're going to be able to see through it. Voiceover. When setting up a voiceover system, when setting up your own record booth, record a sample and then take it somewhere else and listen to it. I've had 2 experiences recently where people have called me and said, somebody's complaining about my audio, can you send it to me? And I listen to it and it sounds like it's recorded in a cardboard box. And it's because they are listening through their system and their system makes it sound good. They have their settings good for their audio, but they aren't listening to it on other people's systems. Composing. If you're composing music for a film, watch the film, then shut your brain off and make the music that just comes to you. If it fits the music, if it fits the film, it'll be great. If it's not, it's still going to be a good piece of music that you may be able to use later on, and it may be a starting point to get where you want to go. Legal. Do you own the footage you shoot for a client? Does the client own the footage? If you have a paragraph in your contract stating that it is a work for hire, then the client owns it. If you don't have that paragraph, then you're in a gray area, and you probably own it, but you may not. So those are the tips and tricks. Again, if you have any, please send them to president@sdmcai.org. Look on the website. There's a link for my email address. Send them along to me, including horror stories. I love good horror stories. If I don't use it at the meeting, I will laugh at you anyway. Yes, ma'am.
Will that be posted? Will you post those on the website?
Yes.
If you could put that on the international website as an article. You could upload it, post it as an article, and then it would get pushed out to Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. So you can use the international website to create the article and then pull it wherever you want it.
That is awesome. I will do that. Part of the new website is a number of us are going to be doing blogs, and this is going to be a blog entry every month.
All right, that's great then. Cool.
So it can be
repurposed.
Yeah.
Be sure to put the link in the newsletter.
We're still fighting through how to get this done, but we're going to get there.
When you do it, then put the link in the newsletter.
We will. Awesome.
Yay, so they'll like it too.
Yay. You know what? I have to hand these out because I already did the video gear blurb. And
Can I make an announcement about
yes.
Las Vegas?
Yes. Yeah, actually, now's a good time. Do you want to?
I'm Connie Terwilliger, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm the past president of the association, and I'm also now a part-time executive director, and so you get a lot of email from me. But I wanted to let you know about the Las Vegas trip during NAB. We're going to be having a leadership conference on Tuesday, the 9th of April, followed by a media pro camp, a half-day media pro camp, and then followed by a party, a media festival party. And that will be taking place at Harrah's on the Strip. And right now, we still have the $85 room rate available. When they're gone, they're gone. That's for up to 4 people in a room. So, yeah. We have a bunch of college guys coming from, there's like 6 rooms being booked by Southeast Missouri State that are bringing a whole bunch of people for this. But it's, most of the events are free. If we're gonna charge for the party, it's gonna be just a minimum amount. But go on the website, on the international website, and on the homepage you'll see information about this. And if you have any questions, just contact me. I'm all over the website as well as the executive director. So it's not that far. It's NAB. If you come to any one of our events, you get free exhibit passes to the NAB exhibits, courtesy of Technicolor, courtesy of Grass Valley. And so anyway, just make sure that you put that on. If you wanted to go to NAB, write it off and make it a professional development as well. And so, but those hotel rooms will go fast. But, so, book now.
Yes, Luke?
Do these events take place before, during, or after the year competition?
NAB exhibits start on Monday, the 8th. We have a board meeting Monday afternoon, and then the leadership conference is Tuesday. So all our event is Tuesday, all day Tuesday. So there's time after that for the exhibits and time before that for the exhibits. Okay, any questions?
Cool. One of the things that's happening this month is the San Diego Premiere Pro Users Group is proud to be co-organizing the San Diego Adobe Create Now event March 16th and 17th at San Diego City College. This two-day event will have workshops covering all areas of the Adobe product lineup, from video apps like Premiere Pro and After Effects to Photoshop, as well as Flash, along with other web applications. Eric Addison is here, and he has graciously offered to provide a pass to this event as a door prize for tonight's meeting. So we need to do a drawing. So Eric, do you want to come up here and say anything further for that? Or would you like to just pick a ticket?
I'll say a little something, and then I'll pick a ticket. Do I need to use the mic?
Yes, because it's going into the camera.
Oh. How many people here use Adobe stuff? Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere. See why'd the hands go down? If you use these tools, this weekend, the 16th and 17th of March, not this coming weekend, is going to be great. We're going to show you how to use pretty much all of the tools in the Adobe tool set. If you want to learn more, if you've never used After Effects and you want to get better at it, or you want to even learn how to start using it, we've got a class for you. If you want to learn how to improve your After Effects use, we've got classes for that. Want to learn how to use Photoshop better? We've got classes for that. It's $50, and for 2 days, it's amazing training that you're going to get with some of the best people out there teaching. So come on out. I can post, I think on the MCAI Facebook page is a link where you can go and sign up. So yeah, come on out. And if you're a Final Cut person who's thinking about transitioning to Premiere, we've got a session for that as well. So that's it.
And to hurt his credibility, I'll be leading one of the seminars. So.
Yeah, we got Mike. So Luke?
Doesn't the event also include lunch, too?
It does include lunch, so you get some food. You get food. Both days? Both days. Both days.
Where do we get more information?
On the website.
It's on the San Diego Media Pros Facebook page. There's a link to the San Diego Premiere Pro Users Group, which has information.
Like announce what we're doing here, Mike?
This is a drawing for a free pass to the...
For the weekend.
And what's the name of the event?
It's the Adobe Create Now event.
Okay, and the number is?
548.
Bingo!
Yay!
Photoshop.
Yay, Photoshop. I also want to mention that there is another event coming up in March. It's called the March Mingle 9. Since 2004, March Mingle has brought together technologists from dozens of San Diego user groups for a night of networking, food, drinks, and relaxation. Thanks to the support of these user groups, the event has successfully drawn hundreds of attendees every year. In 2013, the 9th annual March Mingle promises to be just as exciting. That is happening at Scale Matrix on March 13th from 7 to 9 p.m., and it's $10. Great way to network. And now, I would like to introduce our speaker for this evening. And I'm going to give you this microphone because it's going into the camera. Okay? Our speaker tonight is from Tony Robbins' group, and his name is Tariq Johnson, and he will introduce himself. Come on up, Tariq. Allow me.
Do it up. Watch your hands. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not my hand.
Awkward. I put some worksheets at the end of all the chairs, so if you guys can pass down the worksheets, that'd be great. Good? Yes, that works.
Anyone need pencils or pens? We need more worksheets over here. Pillars in the pie. There you go. There's more here. Let's finish. No, that was, we need some more pillars and pies. These are the,
Oh, here's a bunch.
You don't really have to worry about the second page much. I'm not really going to talk about it today. All set? All right, good evening. How's everyone doing? Excellent. So my name's Tarek Johnson. I'm one of only 5 trainers from Tony Robbins. Real quickly, how many of us heard of Tony Robbins by show of hands? All right, awesome, my kind of group. So I do these workshops all over the country. And what's really funny is when most people hear the name Tony Robbins, they automatically think motivational speaker. Anyone can relate? All right, cool. So when I started to thinking of people like Michael Dell, Donald Trump, Anthony Hopkins, Steve Wynn, Quincy Jones, you feel like those people, they're pretty motivated, yes or no?
yes.
Absolutely. So guess what? I'm not here to motivate you. Because look, you could be as motivated and pumped up as you want, running east, looking for a sunset. But are we going to find it, yes or no?
No.
Some of you look a little bit confused. The sunset's in the west. All right? So it's not just about motivation. It's about real tools, strategies, and techniques that actually get results, make us more effective. True, yes or no?
Yes.
All right, so my belief is this, is that, no matter what level we're playing at in life, whether it's our career, production, films, our health, our relationships, there's really another level that we can always take things and improve. True, yes or no?
True.
Absolutely.
All right. So what happens is, if we're not improving or taking things to the next level, that means that something has to be holding us back. Would you agree? Could be a conscious or subconscious level, mental or emotional. So my belief is this, is that once you identify and destroy these mental and emotional blocks, then you can get whatever it is you want in life, whether that's better creativity, whether that's more projects, whether that's more money, or whether that's just better health. I really believe that. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to identify those things that get in our way every single day, and then we're going to come up with some solutions to destroy them. Sound good? Yes. All right. So at the end of my workshop, I am going to offer you a very special and rare opportunity to actually go see Tony live at one of our events called Unleash the Power Within. Has anyone ever been to this event or heard of it before? All right, excellent. So what I'll tell you this is, if you decide to go, awesome, it's in LA, and obviously LA is like the capital where you guys want to be for your industry. If you decide to go, great. Even if you decide not to go, I give you my word that if you play full out tonight, that you're going to leave here with the result. And when I say play full out, I don't just mean smile and nod. I mean raise our hands, take some notes, get some energy in our body, and shout back answers. I know this sounds kind of silly. He's like, what? But scientific research shows that when we do this, when we engage our nervous system, our body, we participate, our actual retention level of the material, it increases all the way up to 90%. Isn't that pretty fascinating? Awesome. All right. So look, my belief is this. Like, if there's anything I can't stand, it's wasting time. So I'll assure you this, is that I will not waste your time tonight. And look, I mean, isn't it true that if we walk away here with 1 or 2 results that we can apply towards our projects, our work, our health, our personal life, then this would not be a waste of time. True, yes or no? True. All right, awesome. And so here's my other belief. You know, in life, we don't get what we talk about. We don't get what we think about. In life, we don't even get what we want. In life, we get what we're truly committed to. True, yes or no? True. All right, so having said that, is this a committed group, yes or no? Yeah. I'm committed too, so let's get this party started. All right, so Tony always asks this question, like, what does it take for us to break through and to experience a transformation in our life? I'm not just talking about like an incremental improvement, like literally a transformation in some area of our life. So I want to ask you as a group, what do you think it takes to experience a transformation? Just shout out some answers.
Commitment.
Commitment, absolutely. Thank you very much. Say it again. Perseverance. So we have commitment, perseverance. What else? Action. Absolutely. That's not cliche. What else? Say it again.
Vision back there.
Vision. Absolutely. Vision, taking action. What else?
Planning.
Planning, 100%. So what defines our success in our business and our career, and what defines our success in life, it's not just one thing, true? I mean, it's all those things that we just said and more. But it's all those things when we put them together. Would you guys agree? Agree. So all those things put together, they equal our patterns of behavior. So it's our every single day patterns of behavior from when we wake up, if we wake up, to when we go to sleep. Does that make sense? All right, awesome. So on your worksheets, you're going to see a B and a P. The P, it stands for patterns. What is it? Patterns. All right, who can tell me what a pattern is? Yeah, something you do over and over again, waking up at 8 o'clock. It's kind of like a habit, right? How many of us have good habits, by a show of hands? Oh, come on. How many of you brushed your teeth this morning? It's a good habit. For those of you who didn't raise your hand, you guys might want to switch seats. Let's see if we have an honest group. Do you have an honest group?
Yes.
All right. Maybe. How many of us have some bad habits? Okay. The hands went up so much quicker. All right, so real quickly, we're going to do a very quick exercise. It's pretty cool. I want you to go ahead and take your hands and then clasp them together, intermingling your fingers. Now, scientific research shows that 9 times out of 10 times, we will put the same thumb over the same thumb. And it has nothing to do with being left-handed or right-handed. But here's what I want you to do real quickly. I want you to take all of your fingers and go ahead and switch all of your fingers and switch your thumbs. How does it feel? Weird. What else? Awkward. What else? Weird, awkward, uncomfortable. Why? Because I broke your pattern. So look, my point behind this silly exercise is, look, isn't it true that when we make real changes in our daily routines, we get new equipment, we start working with new people, we start working on new projects, initially it feels pretty weird and pretty uncomfortable. True, yes or no? But look, team, I mean, isn't it true that all human growth in our life, it occurs when we actually step outside of our comfort zone? Would you guys agree with that, yes or no? Yes. Awesome. So having said that, do I have your permission tonight? Do I have your permission right now to take you just a little bit outside of your comfort zone if I guarantee you that you're going to leave here with the result? If I have your permission now, then say yes. Yes. All right, cool. So what Tony found, Tony's been doing this for over 30 years. And what he's found is that in order to really experience a transformation, whether that's in our projects, our career, our personal life, our relationships, what he found is that we always need these 3 pillars, all right? So go ahead and write them down. They're on your worksheets. You'll see SAM. And the first one that we have, the first pillar, is you have to have a strategy. So what is it?
Strategy.
And look, we've all heard this before. What's your business plan or your plan of action, right? Because we've all heard, if you fail to plan, you're planning to what?
Fail.
That's right. So look, tonight, I know we're going to think about what we want as far as results that we want to produce. But more importantly, I want you to think about why. You know, why do you want it? Because when you wake up with a big enough why to provide a living for your family, to impact the community, to provide a living for your spouse, to be able to travel more, then you will figure out the how. True, yes or no?
Yep.
All right. So look, can we just have a plan and not do anything? Will we get results that way? No. So the second pillar is activities. All right. What is it?
Activities.
So look, those are basically the actions that we're taking. Right? So look, if we're trying to do a certain amount of projects this year, how many people are we out there networking with? Out of those people we're networking with, how many relationships are we actually building? You know, out of those relationships that we build, how many projects, how many works do we do? You know, out of those projects, those works, how many times do we go back to those people we built the relationships, either get referrals or do more projects? You know, ultimately, how do we impact people at an emotional level? Because the thing is this, is that we're all in sales here. True, yes or no? Yes. Because what's the first sale that you ever make? What is it? Yourself, right? People buy you first. They buy you, your emotion, your excitement. True, yes or no? True. All right. So look, is it possible to have a really great strategy, a really great plan, to take a ton of action and to still not get your results? Is that possible? Absolutely. So team, that's where the third pillar comes in. And the third pillar, I mean, that is the most important. The third pillar, she's like, get to it. It's your mindset. What is it?
Mindset.
Oh, come on, I want to feel it. What is it?
Mindset.
Awesome. Because look, 80% of our success in our career, in business, in life is our mindset. And that's having the ability to take action and to have an unstoppable and unshakable mental attitude. I mean, where we just have the confidence and the certainty in ourselves, in the economy, in the people we work with, in our network, that we literally, I mean, we wake up and we see opportunity everywhere around us. You know, we wake up and we're so prepared, we're so determined, and we're fired up in a peak state where the creativity is flowing with a laser focus on our outcomes. True, yes or no? True. I mean, we'll do whatever it takes. We'll go out there to networking events, build relationships, to events. We'll call people we don't know. We'll ask for referrals, connections. Why? Because look, it literally becomes who you are. It literally becomes your identity. True, yes or no?
True.
And that's one of the many things, that emotional state. Because look, how many of us love when we have those flashes of creativity? I mean, we thrive on it, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. That's just an emotional state. True, yes or no?
True.
Because every flash of creativity, intuition, it all flows from the emotional state that you're in at the time. True, yes or no?
True.
And that's one of the many things that we teach at our Unleash the Power Within event. Because here's the thing. Knowledge isn't power. So many people think that knowledge is power. How many of us have ever heard that before? We're on camera, so I'm not going to curse, but BS. Knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is power. True, yes or no? Because, I mean, we could know what we should do all day long, but unless we actually take action, it really doesn't mean anything. True, yes or no?
Yes.
Tony has a really...
Actions are the only truth.
Actions are the only truth. I love it. Tony has a really cool phrase that really helped me transform some areas of my life. He said, we have to turn our shoulds into must. You know, as soon as you take the things that you think you should be doing and you turn it into a must, you start getting some amazing results. True, yes or no? Any of us ever had a time where we procrastinated something for so long, and then finally we got like so sick of it, we were like, you know what, today I'm doing it, right now I'm doing it. Anyone ever had that happen before? Absolutely, and that's when the magic happens, isn't it? Right?
Magical life.
It's a magical life, taking action, baby. All right, so here's the thing. My belief is, look, in order to get to a new place and start improving and breaking through and getting better results, we have to first be really, really honest about where we are right now, all right? So I want you to stop what you're thinking, stop what you're doing, and I want you to really visualize. Visualize your success in your career, your business, and I want you to think about it on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 is, you know, you're not producing the results that you want. I mean, you haven't done the projects that you wanted to, you're not making the money that you wanted to, but more importantly, you know, if you looked yourself in the mirror at the end of the day, is that you know you didn't tap into like 110% of your potential. And then 10 is we are producing, I mean, such phenomenal results. I mean, literally things couldn't get any better. I mean, our projects are going great. We have more projects than we could think of. We're making all the money that we want. I mean, everything is just off the charts amazing, all right? So I want you to just go ahead and write down where you are on a scale from 0 to 10, all right? And be 100% honest with yourself. Not where you think you are, but the actual results that you're producing right now, all right? And you can write it anywhere you want on the paper.
That's hard to do.
Life ain't easy.
It's affected by your hormonal level, I'm telling you right now. We can come up with all the numbers you want.
Greatest answer ever.
Hear me now and believe me later.
All right, so how many of us were a 1 or 2 by show of hands? 3 or 4? Thank you. 5 or 6? Thank you. 7 or 8? Thank you. 9 or 10? All right. I'd say as a group, I know no one was really paying attention, but I'd say we were probably about a 5. Would you guys agree if any of you were looking around? You guys awake? All right. So why is this great news?
Because it's not 4 or 3 or 2 or 1.
It's not a 3 or 2 or 1. And what were we say back there?
There's room to improve.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for what? Growth and improvement, right? Because look, let's be honest. If most of us are playing on average at a level 5 or below, then all that means is that we wind up leaving 50% of our success, 50% of our opportunities, 50% of our opportunity to impact the community, and 50% of our income on the table every day. True, yes or no? And look, with the way that inflation is right now, like not the imaginary numbers that are made up, but like the actual real numbers, there was ever a time that we really couldn't afford to leave 50% of our income on the table. That day is today. True? So look, let's go grab that money off the table. Let's put it back in our pockets where it belongs. True, yes or no? Yes. How many of us would love a 50% raise in the next business quarter by show of hands? How many of us would love that? Now look, let me ask you this. Is that possible? Are there people in your industry that have increased their income by 50% within a 3-month period? Yes or no? Yes. So look, here's the thing. If other people have done it, if other people are doing it, then we can too. Isn't that true? True. The only thing, if we're not doing it, that means something has to be holding us back. All right? So what I want us to do real quickly is just write down the top 2 reasons that are holding you back from being a 9 or 10. All right? And I want you to be 100% honest with yourself, not me, but yourself. So go ahead and write down the top 2 reasons. Take as long as you need. in the next 15 seconds. Some of you are writing like a book over there. I'm just kidding. All right, so who's willing to share? What's one thing that's holding us back? Time. Excellent. Thank you very much, Marianne. And so usually when people say time, it's either one or two things. One, either there's not enough hours in the day, or two, we can do a better job at prioritizing, focus, and time management. So which, I think we went over this earlier. She's time management, right? How many of us can relate?
More hours in a day.
More hours in the day? Okay, cool. How many of us can relate? All right, excellent. So you're not alone. What else? What else holds us back? Yes, sir. Consistency. All right, consistency. What's your name back there? Ernest. Ernest, thank you. Anyone can relate to Ernest in some way as far as consistency? All right, thank you. So consistency. What else?
Running out of energy.
Running out of energy. So we'll just say energy. Thank you. What was your name?
Mark?
Thank you, Mark. What else?
Family stress.
Family stress. All right, absolutely. And what were you going to say?
Same thing, but you know, if you've been there before, you know what to expect, and part of that is the stress of dealing with it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And with Bill, thank you, Bill. What else? What else holds us back? Just shout out some stuff.
Changing, fear of change.
Fear. So we got two different things. We have changing and then we have fear. How many of us were really honest we can relate to fear in some way by show of hands? Yeah. And there's a few different types of fear, right? I mean, there's fear of failure. There's fear of rejection. Fear of the unknown. There's even fear of success, right? Yeah, so we'll put fear. What we find, what Tony's found after doing this for 30 years, is fear is the #1 thing that holds people back from getting what it is they want. But here's the thing. Just like creativity is an emotional state, fear also is just an emotional state. Does that make sense? Awesome. So what else? What else holds us back?
The internet.
The internet? What do you mean by that?
I can just sit in front of my computer and waste
So much time. So can we say distractions? Can we say distractions? Anyone can relate by distractions? And what was your name again? Connie. Thank you, Connie. So we'll say distractions. Hey, do you guys see that over there? That was actually pretty cool. I'm just kidding. Stay focused. All right, what else? What's one more thing that holds us back? Yes, sir.
On that, it's just, there's so much to do.
So much to do?
There's so many things you're supposed to do in order to have a successful production. It's overwhelming.
Overwhelmed. All right, excellent. Was it Mark? Tom. I'm sorry, I wasn't even close. Overwhelmed.
It's not Mark. Hi, Mark.
That's right. Overwhelmed. So look, these are all great answers, but if we're honest, what are they really?
Excuses.
Thank you. And look, at Tony Robbins, we created this really scientific, like fancy name for this, all right? So everyone go ahead and write this down real quick. It's called your BS, which stands for your belief system. Got a few of you. Now, Tony, I mean, he's literally helped, I mean, over the past 30 years, millions of people. I mean, produce better results in their career, their work, make more money, get, healthier, be able to control their emotional state so they can drive that creativity at times at our Unleash the Power Within event. Because he always asks this same question. And the question is this. It's what is the difference that really makes the difference in the quality of someone's life? For example, how could we have someone in this room where they always have projects going on, maybe they're doing this full time, this is their business, their career, they're making a great income, and then we have other people who they just struggle to find projects, they struggle to get income. How do we have some people where they honor their body, they work out, they eat healthy, they have a lot of energy, and then we have other people where like, I don't even want to talk about exercising. I can't find the time, it's not important to me, this and that. How do we all know those people in our life where when a challenge or an opportunity arises, they'll always figure out a way they can do something. Any of us know people like that? And then how many of us know people where no matter what happens, they will always find a reason why they can't do something? So what are those differences? Like, what is that difference that really makes the difference? Just shout it out. Attitude, what else? Confidence, what else? Drive, willingness, what else?
5-hour energy.
5-hour energy, caffeine. And look, all these answers, they're 100% correct. And I completely agree. But there is one main answer that drives all of the other answers. And my friends, that is called our belief system. Because all human behavior, it's belief driven. True, yes or no? Look, for example, how we feel about the economy, how we feel about our ability to produce a great income and lifestyle in this business, how we feel about our creativity flowing, how we feel about our ability to produce some great work, that's going to determine the way we feel internally. True, yes or no? True. And that feeling that we have internally, that will determine the thoughts that we think. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
And then the thoughts that we think, those are going to determine our decisions. And then our decisions, those determine our actions. Or in many cases, our lack of actions. True? So if this is true, the question becomes, well, what is a belief? So write this down very quickly. A belief is just a feeling of certainty that you have about something. A belief is just a feeling of certainty that you have about something. Anyone need me to repeat that? I just want to get a gauge real quick. Everyone still with me by show of hands? Yes. Everyone feel like so far pretty valuable information by show of hands? Yes. All right, awesome. So there are two main types of beliefs. How many kinds? Two. The first one is a limiting belief. So in front of this, we're going to put LBS. And what do we think a limiting belief does? It stops you, absolutely. These things stop us from taking massive action. I mean, these things, they prevent us from having everything that we want, everything that we want to do, everything that we want to be and create in life. True, yes or no? Yes, sir. Now, number two, it's my personal favorite. Number two is what we like to call an empowering belief. And what do we think an empowering belief does?
Get you going.
It gets you going. It empowers you. I mean, those are the beliefs and the thoughts that drive us to take massive action towards everything that we want to do, everything that we want to be, everything that we want to achieve in life. All right? So right now, I want to share with you how it's scientifically proven how our beliefs and our patterns, they will determine, you know, how much money we make this year, how many projects we create this year, how much money and projects we create next year, and how much success we create in our work and our career every single area of our life. And this also determines our success in every single other area of our life. You guys want to learn this? Yes. Oh, come on. You know me better than that. If you want to learn this, then say yes. Yes. All right. So let's say, for example, we wanted to produce some very specific results. I know that we're all very creative thinkers here, but how many of us would like to make some more money by show of hands? All right, cool. So do I have your permission to talk about money for a little bit? Sure. All right, cool. All right, so I want you to write down in the bottom left box, R stands for result. I want you to write down in that box how much income you're committed to producing this year for yourself. How much income you are absolutely committed to producing. And then if some of us maybe work for a company where we're salaried or something like that, go ahead and write down a career goal or a project goal or something like that that's really important to you. Make sense? Make sense?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so go ahead and write that down. All right, everyone got something down? Yes. Awesome. All right, so look, it's not all about the money and career, right? True? Because look, we could have all the money, all the success in the world, amazing projects, films, but if we don't have our health, if we don't have quality relationships, if we're not having fun, then all the success and money really doesn't mean anything, true? So go ahead and write down a personal goal. This is for you, completely private. You're not going to share this with anyone. Write down a personal goal. You know, it could be run a marathon, could be get back in shape, could be lose weight, could be gain weight, could be get in a relationship. Looking around at some of you, could be get out of a relationship.
In that same box you're saying?
If it fits. If not, just write it below.
Okay.
This was personal.
Yeah, personal. Everyone got something?
Yep.
All right, excellent. So shout out, what are your personal goals? I'm just kidding. No, I'm not going to ask for your personal goals. That's completely private. But shout out so people can get a little bit excited. What are some amounts of money that we're committed to producing this year? Just shout out some numbers. $1 billion? Are you doing Austin Powers here? No, what are some amounts of money? Just shout out some. $250,000. Awesome. And look, Tom, right? I got it right that time. Mark, we got Mark over there. What's up, Mark? Martin. Oh, okay. Tom and Martin. I got it. All right, now look, are there people in this industry making $250,000, yes or no? Yes. Absolutely. So here's the thing. Let's think about this logically for a second. If other people are doing it, if other people have done it, we can too. True, yes or no? It's only these things that hold us back. What are some other amounts of money? Just shout out some more. $1.50. That's who you're committed to?
That means I don't have to.
I'll give you $1.50 later. What else? Anyone have any more numbers? 150. Excellent. And are there people making 150, yes or no? Again, so look, if other people can make 150, you can too. True, yes or no? All right, excellent. So I'm just going to split it down the middle, and I'm going to use for our example 200. And does anyone think in terms of like how many projects that they want to create? Is anyone, that's how they think in here? All right, cool, no worries. All right, so I'm going to share with you, I'm not going to ask you for your personal goals, but I'll share with you one of mine, all right? One of mine is health, right? How many of us health is important to us by show of hands? All right, excellent. So one of my personal goals for this year is to be in the best physical shape that I've ever been in my life, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and put health. So look, in order to produce these results, and I want you to make sure on your paper that you have an income number that you really believe that you can achieve, all right? Because if you look at the number and you go, there's no way I can do that, you might as well just erase it now. Because if you believe you can, or you believe you can't, then either way you're right. Does that make sense? All right, excellent. So for this example, every time I say $200,000, just anchor it to whatever number that you wrote down on your paper, all right? It's not right or wrong. If you have less, if you have more, great. But just anchor it. So if I say $200,000, Bill here would think 150, $200,000. My friend over there is going to think $1 billion. Everyone got that? All right. So look, in order to produce these results, in order to produce a $200,000 income and to produce some great health where we feel physically fit, we got a ton of energy, is there going to be a lot of obstacles, challenges, and some really hard work in that process, yes or no? Yes. So we have to be 100% what? Committed. Yeah, we got to be 100% committed to producing these results. Would you guys agree? Yes. Excellent. So look, let's decide now. Let's make the decision right now to be 100% committed to producing these results. So if you're committed, I want you to go ahead and say, I'm committed. I'm committed. Awesome. So look, in order to produce these results, every single day there are very specific and measurable actions that we must take on a day-to-day basis. True? True. And it will be these actions or these lack of actions that will determine if we produce these results. True, yes or no? Yes. All right, so on your worksheets, the bottom right box, A stands for action. So in order for us to take all the action needed to produce the results where we're producing $200,000 in income, where we feel fit, healthy, we got a ton of energy, how much of our potential do we have to tap into? A little bit or a lot? All of it, right? And look, team, what is the potential of a human being? It's infinite, absolutely unlimited. So in the top right box, the P stands for potential. And don't abbreviate potential, by the way. Some of you won't get that till later. So in order for us to access our full potential so that we can take these specific actions needed to produce $200,000, we're producing amazing projects, we're partnering, we're super busy, all of a sudden our body, we're getting fit, healthy, we feel good, energy, then team, what type of belief, what type of feeling of certainty do we have to create about the economy, about this industry, about the people around us, but more importantly, about who?
Ourselves.
That's right, ourselves. So is that a limiting belief or an empowering belief?
Empowering, positive belief.
That's right. So top left box, B stands for belief. I love your enthusiasm and your energy. It's awesome. What's your name?
Marty, like martini.
Marty. Martini. We getting drinks already? Let's go. I'm just kidding. All right, so this is the part that gets really, really, really interesting. Like if there's one part that you paid the most attention to, this is it. So let's pretend for a second that we had someone in this room who wasn't producing the results that they wanted. They weren't making the money that they wanted. They weren't creating as many projects as they wanted, as many films, as many works. They didn't have the body, the health they wanted. Because every single day, before they even got out of bed, this was their mindset. I don't have the time. There's not enough hours in the day. I'm not consistent. I don't have the energy. I got a lot of family stress that's stressing me out. It takes my focus away. I have fear, distractions. I'm overwhelmed. I can't get myself into the state of creativity. If we wake up with that mindset at a conscious or subconscious level, are we going to wake up with an empowering belief system or a limiting belief system? Limiting belief system. And look, if we wake up and start our day with a limiting mindset because of these things, do we go out and do we tap into more of our potential, or do we wind up tapping just a little bit less potential? A little bit less, right? And when we tap a little bit less potential, do we wake up and do we go out there and do we take more action? Do we take a little bit less action? A little less. And when we take less action, do we produce these results? No. Then this is what we do. Like, I told you so, it's not me. Told you so, it's the economy. Told you so, it's that person that I worked with. Told you so, it's I don't have the right equipment, or I don't have this. And we'll always find something outside of ourselves to blame. But here's the thing. Anytime that we blame something outside of ourselves, we take away all of our power to create. True, yes or no? So look, it's never about the resources, right? It's never about having the time, about having the money, and about having the equipment. Because here's the thing. If we are resourceful enough, we'll find the time, we'll find the money, and we'll find the equipment and the people. True, yes or no? But the reason why most people, why we aren't resourceful, is because we have these mental and emotional blocks and conflicts, right? So I want you to think about for a second. Has anyone ever had a time in their life where like the pain of something drove them to create something better? Anyone ever had that happen before? So do I have your permission to use pain just a little bit so we can get some better results? All right, cool. All right. Not that kind of pain. All right, so let's look at these, for example. I want you to think about this. I know that we don't have all of these things, But isn't it fair to say that most people have at least one or two? Yeah, at least, right? And look, let's be honest. Are these things new? Or are they pretty old? Old, right? I mean, have they been here for a day, a week, or a long time? A lifetime, right? So I want you to think about for a second. I'll kind of read them out loud because I know that some of you can't read my handwriting back there. I want you to think about, so we have not managing time, not being consistent, not having the energy, family stress, fear, distractions, overwhelmed. I want you to think, how have those things impacted your careers and your businesses? Mostly in a good way or mostly in a bad way? Have these things impacted the projects we've created? The opportunities that we've created? Have these things taken money out of our pocket, yes or no? Yeah. You know, have these things also shown up in our health? Yes. If so, how? You know, have those things showed up? And if so, like, have we gained weight, lost energy?
It's that hormone thing again.
Have it, you know, sometimes if they show up in your health, has it created like high blood pressure, high cholesterol? Because those things trickle over to your health. You know, have these things taken a toll on our relationships? Relationships with our family, relationships with people we work with, relationships with ourselves. You know, ultimately, if we're honest, have these things brought us happiness or a pretty fair amount of stress? Stress, right? Yeah. And look, but how many of us actually believe that if we wanted to, we really could destroy these things? By show of hands, how many of us actually believe that? Because why? Who created these things? We did. So look, if we have the power to create these, then by God, we have the power even more now to destroy these. True, yes or no? True. And look, if you wanted to destroy these things, when would you want to do that? Oh, come on. If you could literally destroy these things, transform your health, your body, your relationships, your projects, your income, when would you want to win? Now. So imagine this. Imagine that you stepped up and you destroyed these limiting beliefs, and you stepped up in your career, your work, your business, your projects, your health, your relationships, because you made a decision to destroy these limiting beliefs. By going to see the #1 success coach on the planet at Unleash the Power Within. But team, more importantly, you woke up with that feeling of certainty, aliveness, creativity, passion, excitement, that no matter how many times you didn't get your results, no matter how many times you had things that failed, no matter how many times you struggled for money, that you were so committed, you were so alive with passion that you would literally do whatever it takes. And I mean, with this mindset, I want you to imagine, like, what kind of projects would you be working on? With this mindset, what type of people would you be working on? With this type of mindset, who would you be able to impact? You know, with this kind of mindset, how much money would we be making? Where would we get to travel to? What kind of lifestyle could we provide for our family? What would our body look like? What would our health look like? I mean, look, with this mindset, would we tap less or more potential, less or more? And would we take less or more action?
More action, less shit.
And would we get better or even better results? Better. Yeah, you guys had to think about that for a second. And that's what we deserve. True, yes or no? And then all of a sudden, people start to go, man, I want to create some great projects like you. I want to work with some of the people that you work with. I want to have some of the recognition that you have. I want to win some of the awards that you won. I want to look healthy and fit like you. I want to be really creative like you. True, yes or no? True. So look, how many of us want to go from just thinking about destroying these things to taking action now, then say yes? Yes. Awesome. This is my favorite part. This is where I get to share with you what is the best opportunity for making this happen now. It's been proven to get results worldwide for 30 years. How many of us thought this 1 hour was pretty powerful? Yes or no? Awesome. So do I have your permission to share with you just a little bit about our event? Excellent. All right, cool. So day 1, the event is March 21st through the 24th. It's at the Los Angeles Convention Center. We only do 3 of these events a year in the United States. We have between 4,000 to 5,000 people there. What I will tell you this is just off the bat, it's an amazing networking opportunity. Some very successful and accomplished people that go there, and you can meet some really great people, whether they need projects or partnering up on things. It's a fascinating networking opportunity, I'll tell you that. So day one. Day one is the most powerful day. Day one is called turning fear into power. Because what we learned is that, again, fear is the #1 thing that holds people back. But here's the thing. We've all had that time or that emotional state where we felt fearful, we felt insecure, the creativity wasn't flowing. True, yes or no? Have we all had that by show of hands? But how many of us have also had those states where like fear didn't even exist in our mind, the creativity was flowing, we felt alive, we felt passionate? How many of us have ever felt that before? So look, again, it's just an emotional state. And so one of the things we teach you at the event is literally how to create that feeling of certainty, boldness, courageous creativity, literally at the snap of a finger. Because here's the thing, that is literally just a certain biochemistry that occurs in your body. It's not about pump up, it's not about rah-rah, it's not about motivation. When we're in those creative, those bold and courageous states, our biochemistry literally changes in our body. Isn't that fascinating? So again, on day one, we teach you literally how you can create this at will. And again, it's not about motivation, it's not about pump up. It's just about changing your biochemistry. And so the thing is this, it's like if you're gonna make a claim like that, you have to prove it, right? Right?
Yeah, right.
All right, so we have you prove it in this way. It's really crazy. You guys ready for this? Mm-hmm. All right, so we have you walk across 12 feet of 2,000-degree coals.
Yeah, like that's.
And you storm across those coals and you celebrate. But here it's just a metaphor. And this is the metaphor. Because what emotion do you think you're going to feel when you step up to the fire? What emotion?
Fear.
Fear. So the metaphor is this. When we feel fear in our life, whether starting out new projects, whether going to work with someone or investing in equipment when we haven't, secured the funding yet or whatever it is, when we feel that fear to do something new or take things to the next level, how to get your mind and your emotions into that state of not only creativity, but that state of just absolute confidence, conviction, and boldness, that state where it doesn't matter the obstacles, you've determined in your mind that you will do whatever it takes and you'll figure out a way. How many of us ever had that mindset before where like we just made the decision no matter what the obstacles were that we were going to find a way to make it happen? And it was like as soon as we made that decision, all of a sudden we got the resources. How many of us ever had that time before? Awesome. So day one alone will absolutely change your life. Day two is called the power of success conditioning. Because the thing is this, is that these things have been conditioned over years and years and years. True, yes or no?
Yes. True.
Absolutely. So my mindset when I went was like, if I'm gonna invest my time, my money, like I wanna get some lasting changes out of this. Like I don't want it to be like some silly pump up session or rah-rah session. Like I wanna make some tangible changes and get some actual results. So one of the things we teach you on day two is the 7 master steps to influence and building rapport. Because our influence and rapport important in our work, yes or no? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Also, one of the things that we teach you is the 3 steps to creating lasting change in our life. Because are there people that have been in our industry, in our places, that have had these things that held them back, yes or no?
Yes.
And are there people that have overcame these things to achieve great success, yes or no?
Yes.
Absolutely. So here's the first step to creating lasting change in our life. The first step is that these things must change. Not should change, not thinking about it, not like life's okay, not I'll do it tomorrow. Like these things absolutely must change. But they must change when? They must change now. Now day 3, so day 1 is the most powerful. Day 3 is personally my favorite day, and I'll tell you why. Day 3, we call it Transformation Day. And this is the day where Tony takes you through a really powerful process. Because all of us know how powerful a subconscious mind is. True, yes or no? Yes. All right, awesome. So Tony takes you through an amazing process where he's able to take you through this process where you get directly to your subconscious. He does some powerful hypnosis exercises. And what we're able to do is get you to identify what have been the top 3 limiting beliefs, behaviors, or emotional patterns that have been showing up in your life. And then here's the thing. Information rarely changes our life. True, yes or no? True. It's experiences that change our life. So Tony, he puts us through really powerful experiences that you're hitting straight into the subconscious mind, and you're releasing and deconditioning some of these old mindsets and emotional patterns that have been showing up for you. And I have clients that tell me, like, when they walk out, they literally feel lighter, like emotionally, consciously. And when we have less of this stuff holding us back, our creativity flows more freely and consistently. True, yes or no? True. Awesome. So the last day, day 4, it's a bonus day. So you don't have to go, but you should. It's all about health and wellness. Again, how many of us health is really important to us? All right, awesome. Any of us here ever seen Tony speak before? Awesome. What's his energy like? Massive. It's massive, right? So day 4, what we teach you is the 13 principles to creating pure energy. Because here's the thing, the foundation to creating any success, any achievement, these results here, but more importantly than any external success, creating internal fulfillment. It all starts with having a healthy body and a healthy mind. True, yes or no? Excellent. So the last thing I'm going to go over with everyone is emotional state. So go ahead and write that down. Emotional state. So basically the question becomes, what is emotional state? Like, would we rather have the outside world determine our creativity and how we feel? You know, things that are coming up in our daily routines, things that are coming up in our life. Or would we rather determine how we feel in our creativity? By show of hands, who? We would. So the question becomes, what determines what we feel and our creativity? All right? So go ahead and write these down. Number 1. Number 1 is what we focus on. It's very simple. What we focus on. What we focus on becomes true, whether it's actually true or not. It literally becomes our reality, whether it's true or not. Does that make sense? Yes. So for example, if we're focusing on all the reasons why we can't do something, or why the project's not going to work out, or why we can't put things together, it's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. True, yes or no? True. If we're focusing on, oh, why can't I become creative? Why can't the ideas come to me? It becomes a self-hypnosis where you get stuck in that mindset. But if we shift our mindset and we ask the question constantly, how do I create this? What can I do to make this better? How can I go in this direction? Your mind subconsciously and consciously automatically starts to go in that direction. Does that make sense? Yes. All right, excellent. So the second thing that determines how we feel, our emotional state, is the meaning we give things, which basically it's just the voice in our head. And how many of us here have a voice in our head? 5 voices? 10 voices? 20 voices? So the third and the easiest way to change your emotional state is to change your physiology. And that's just a fancy word for the way you move your body. Does that make sense? Because how many of us had those times where maybe we're sitting down and the creativity and the excitement's just not coming? But as soon as we get up and we start moving, all of a sudden we get the ideas. How many of us have ever felt like that before? So the easiest way to change your emotional state is to just get up and move. Just do something. Move around, go for a run, pace your apartment, your house, whatever it is. Just move. Instantly changes your emotional state. Does that make sense? All right, excellent. So how many of us really believe that if we were really committed, that we could destroy some of these things that have held us back? How many of us actually believe that, by a show of hands? And how many of us believe that if we destroyed that, we could at least transform at least one area of our life? How many believe that? All right, so here's the thing. Clarity is power. True, yes or no? True. When we're creating projects, we have to be absolutely clear about what we want to create. True, yes or no? True. So I want you to, it has to be like that with life too. If we want to create in life, we have to become really clear. All right, so I want you to write down. I want you to really think for a second. Really get your emotions involved. Really think about it. if you destroyed some of these things, if you were able to take lack of consistency, become disciplined, and be really focused, really consistent, if you were able to take those times where fear really showed up for you, and you just got yourself to be really courageous, really bold, take some risks, take some actions, go ahead and write down what would transform. If you want to write it about one area of your life, go ahead, but I encourage you to write down a few different things. So go ahead, write down what would transform about your life. What kind of projects would you be doing? Have you thought about working with someone in particular, partnering up with someone? I mean, how much income would your projects be generating? I mean, where would we wind up traveling to? Where would we take our family? What would our health be like? What would our energy be like? Go ahead and write that down. Really write down. I know it's hard, but just think about it. Go ahead, go. We really think about what would excite you. What's one of those visions that you really had for a long time? Be so exciting to create. All right, by show of hands, real quickly, how many of us would be open to hearing a little bit more about a Tony Robbins event? By show of hands. All right, excellent, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna pass out these forms real quickly and just tell you a little bit about some special rates that we have for you. Can you just generate that around? So real quickly, we have a few different options. I know that some of you, this workshop was really powerful and you've already made the decision to really step up and really start playing full out and taking your life to the next level and going to this event. Others will once I'm done, so I'll give you a few options. VIP. VIP is a very special experience. VIP, how many of us have ever been to a concert or a sporting event, by show of hands? All right, cool. Is there a very different experience sitting in the very front and in the very back? Yes. Yeah, it's like being in Tony's living room. I mean, there's spit flying everywhere. I'm just kidding, guys. In addition to sitting in the very front, we have 5,000 people that come to this event. So VIP, you get to enter through the VIP line. It's a really cool experience. You get to go in before the stampede comes in. You get to sit a little bit closer. You get a free coaching session where a coach can really strategize and help you with something that's just really important in your life, whether that's health, producing more income, producing better projects, all right? So VIP is $15.95. General admission includes all 3 days, and you get the bonus health day, and tickets are only $9.95 for that option. Now, having the belief in yourself and your abilities is important, yes or no? Yes. But I mean, if we want to transform our health, our income, our work, our relationships, we have to start taking more what? Action. Action. And so Tony knows the only way for people to get better results is to start taking more action. So anyone who wants to take action tonight, we got some really sick corporate rates. You guys like corporate rates, yes or no? Sure. All right, awesome. Infomercial time. Anyone record infomercials before? I'm your guy. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so anyone taking action today, out of all seriousness, anyone taking action today, general admission, cross out $9.95, and general admission is only $5.95 for taking action tonight. And then anyone taking action tonight, VIP, you can cross out $15.95. General admission is only $9.95 for taking action today. And look, like sales pitch aside, like I'm not here to just come in and sell you guys something, but I want you to really think about for a second. Like if you really got rid of some of this stuff that showed up for you for years and years and years, and you invested like $600 or $1,000 in yourself at a Tony Robbins seminar, how many of you really believe that you could actually walk away with at least one result? How many of you believe that by show of hands? And look, would that be a good investment in your health? Yes or no? Would that be a good investment in your career, yes or no? Yes. Would that be a good investment in just making some more money and putting some more money back in your pocket, yes or no? Yes. And if there's ever the best time to like take action where you feel like something's gonna help you, when's the best time? Now. Because so many people, you know, I hear so many people where they go, you know what, tomorrow or someday I'll do it. But you know what, someday is a road that leads to a town called nowhere. Someday, it never happens, my friends. You know, and I promise you, if there's ever a time like to really just take things to the next level, whether it's your work, whether it's your career, whether it's your finances, your health, I promise you that time is now. And the biggest reason why people don't invest in themselves is time and money, right? And time and money are the two limiting beliefs, biggest limiting beliefs directly associated to fear. True, yes or no? So I'm proud to say we're the only seminar company that does this. We take the fear out of it for you. So, I mean, we're so confident that we get such great results that we allow people to go to our event for the first 2 days for free. And if you don't feel like this is absolutely the best decision, best investment you've made, it's helping you get into that state of creativity, that state of flow, then you can send me a text, I'll be there, shoot me an email, or you can walk over to customer service yourself and they'll refund you 100% of your money, you know? And I think, who's the only person that could determine, like, if we got our money's worth? Who's the only person? Yeah, you're the only person that can. So real quickly, I just want to acknowledge Marianne. Marianne was very kind to invite me and get Mike's permission to come out and have me speak. And you know, I heard a great quote by a guy named Les Brown. Anyone ever heard of Les Brown before? Awesome. All right, cool. So Les Brown says this. He says, judge a man or woman not by what they do, but by what they do when they don't have to do it. And Marianne and Mike, they didn't have to bring me in here today, but you know, they did because they really want to help you guys out and really committed to adding value. So let's give these two a huge round of applause. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Excellent. So real quickly, anyone that is deciding that they actually want to go to this event, on the top of your form where it says company name, write down SDMediaPros, because only people that have been to workshops like this actually get these corporate rates. You can go on our website and they're more expensive. Also write down your email address and be extremely clear because you're going to receive your confirmation letter, you're going to receive your tickets, everything by email because we're a green company. How many of us like green companies? Yeah, me too. Also, put down your personal information. I promise you we won't give it out. No other companies are going to get it, and we're not going to put you on any mailing list. And then finally, whatever level that you want to go, just cross out the investment level in the middle and put in the special corporate rate for whatever level that you want to go. All right? And then I think we're doing a pretty cool raffle. So this is a program. It's Financial Freedom, 3 Steps to Creating and Enjoying Wealth. Because I know that typically the really creative people cannot stand dealing with money. So I figured that this would be very helpful. That's my background, investments, financial planning. And when you have a sound financial plan behind what you're doing, it really gives you the confidence to move forward, whether it's funding projects or doing different things like that. Make sense? All right, excellent. So, and the lucky winner is, am I just reading the last 3 digits? Yes. 570.
Dig it.
Yeah! Awesome. Exciting. Excellent. All right, does anyone have any questions for me?
Yes, where are you from?
I am from Virginia. I was born in New York, but I'm from Virginia.
I'm just wondering why because you have that medial T dropping thing with important and stuff. It's just...
That's funny. Any other questions? All right, cool.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. You want this back? No touching.
Don't touch me. Careful.
this is what I want on video.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Tarek.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you all for coming out. We're doing something this year with our meetings where we are kind of being sequential. We are starting a production at the beginning of the year, and we're going to make the production during the year, and we'll talk about the middle part of production in the next few months, and then post-production, and finally our member screening at the end of the year. Our next meeting is going to be on screenwriting, and we have a very special screenwriter lined up. And you'll have to wait for your email to get confirmation of that, because we need to make sure. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next time.